Hello and welcome back to Big Mouth and welcome to Big Mouth Live. It's another evening with Big Mouth. We're on to a good start. 3 likes already, which is awesome. So, yes, it is my opinion that J.J. Abrams will write and direct a Superman movie for Henry Cavill. Because I know for a fact Abrams came to Warner Brothers for this very reason. Now, of course, he's a bureaucrat, he's a businessman. It was a business deal, but he's always wanted to make a Superman film. So whatever he says publicly is irrelevant to me. Ronnie Dodge, hey Mick, the legend. Thank you. You're a legend too. Aren't we all legends? After all, you know me, so you are a legend. So yes, I do believe that Henry Cavill isn't dead as Superman. Far from it. Unless Bloodsport's bullet is a mortal wound. Let me say that again. A mortal wound. Bobcat, hey Mickey. Hey Bobcat, a very good evening from Cyprus. It's just after 8 p.m. here, just after 6 p.m. in the UK, and who knows what timings there are all over America. What is it, about 11 o'clock in the morning over in the good old US of A, Bobcat? It's 1:13 p.m. for me. Wow, so it's the afternoon. You're probably about to have lunch. So, a very good evening to everyone. Ronnie Dodge, what did you think of the artwork I found of Sasha as Supergirl? I liked it, but I preferred the first artwork. Definitely the first artwork you sent me. But it was very good. We should sooner rather than later see her in her costume. I'm sure of it. And it's going to be very interesting of the design of the S-Shield in her costume. Is it the Cavill suit or is it something different? It can be very, very interesting because also, if it's different, that says something about where they're heading. If it's different, they're heading further away from the Snyderverse. If it's the same as the Man of Steel and BVS and Justice League costume kind of design, that means they're not moving away that far from the Snyderverse. Bobcat, I think DC will overtake Marvel. I think it will. I spoke this morning about this. I think our slate is much better than theirs. I think their slate is dull. I think their trailer for the boring Eternals was boring. They've really gone down this political route now, and it's really going to hurt them. So I think we've got it all to do really well here. The films that are coming out are $1 billion movies, each one, if you ask me. Maybe not Shazam! Rise of the Gods. Is that what it is? Shazam! Rise of the Gods? I think it is. Anyway, that may be, but I think that the Shazam sequel will make more money than the first film. I think they are now established, the Shazam family. I think people enjoyed what they saw. So I expect them to double, maybe even triple what they made. Of course, it was a very cheaply made film, so they could afford to make the 300 million or whatever they did in the end. So people don't think about that. Bobcat, Fury of the Gods. That's it. Thank you, Bobcat, Fury of the Gods. I spend too much time on this stuff, lol. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot that. I just had a blank there. Rise of the Gods would be good. Ronnie Dodge. Supergirl is probably going to be our most powerful female superhero. Sorry, Wonder Woman. Yes, it's interesting with Wonder Woman because Wonder Woman isn't bulletproof, is she? She can be shot. But she's fast. She's fast and she's a fighter and she's got the armbands and the whip. But she's immortal, as is Supergirl, of course. But, of course, you can kill a Kryptonian with magic. You can kill a Kryptonian with kryptonite. They are the two ways you can. Yes, magic is something that can hurt Superman or Supergirl or a Kryptonian. And that's something I found out from the Smallville TV show, Bobcat. I'm excited for Supergirl. So am I. I'm very excited for Supergirl. At long last, we're going to have an epic, awesome Supergirl, not some shitty version of Supergirl that has girls' nights in and eats ice cream and moans about Mon-El. This is going to be the real deal, and I'm looking forward to it. Congratulations to Ava DuVernay. She's hit the big time. She has got a CW show. Wow, Ava. Wow, what an elite you are. Jesus Christ, Ava. The channel you're working for is about as elite as the network I'm working with here in Cyprus, sweetheart. We are the same, sister. Ava DuVernay is the most overrated creative in Hollywood, and she's got just as many executive producer credits as J.J. Abrams, which is fucking nuts, and it tells you something, doesn't it? Bobcat, I was talking to my friend last night, and his reasoning for why he thinks DC won't do good is because WB sucks, and I grew up with Marvel, so their movies will always do good. Listen, no disrespect to your friend, but I'm going to need a little bit more than WB sucks. That's just stupid. That's just dumb. You've got to have some nuance in your discussion. Why do you think these movies are not going to work? Why do you think Aquaman 2 won't work with an accomplished director like James Wan? Why do you think the Batman's not going to work? Why do you think Flashpoint's not going to work? You've got to give me, look, you're not talking to a blind DC fan here. I'm a DC fan, and I'm a realist as well. But I just think it's a super slate with some super creatives working on it. They're partly creatively run by the directors, and these films going forward, apart from the Batman, are partly studio run and, by the directors. That's the direction we're heading in. But I'm afraid your friend's going to have to think of more than that. He grew up with Marvel, so their movies will always do good. That, at the end of the day, empires are destroyed from within. Just because they've always done well, it doesn't mean they're always going to do well, right? Bobcat, they're disgusting to their actors and racist to Ray Fisher. That's his reasoning, lol. He must be a Snyder stan. Well, they're not disgusting to their actors. We don't know. We don't know what happened behind the scenes. Now, there's an element of justification from Ray Fisher, of course, but that's just such an empty thing to say. Oh, they're disgusting to their actors. Well, all their actors, and they're racist to Ray Fisher. They weren't racist to Ray Fisher. That angry black man thing was them trying to not be racist, say, we don't want the angry black man stereotype. But that's dumb as well, because sometimes you're going to have a black character that gets angry. It's like old Kevin Feige with his wise, old Asian guy, and he wanted to have like a female version of that character in Doctor Strange. Well, that was worse. There's nothing wrong with some stereotypes. The wise old Asian guy is actually a good stereotype and a good trope. Ronnie Dodge, I'm excited to see what Benjamin's Supergirl theme will be like. See what Andy's going to go with her heat vision. Yeah, very exciting. I forgot that Benjamin is doing the Flash score, so that's going to be very, very interesting. Now, I'm assuming he'll do the Shazam sequel score as he's done the first film score as well. So Benjamin's getting a few gigs with the DCEU now, which is very exciting. I thought his Shazam score was solid for sure. I mean, the best DC scores have been done by Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL for sure. I love that epic music. And it's a shame they're not going to use them anymore. I think that's disappointing. Bobcat, and then he said they fired Zack Snyder when his daughter killed herself. Don't get me wrong, it's terrible what happened to him, and I'm very sorry for his loss, but he stepped down. He said so. Listen, they drove him out. They didn't want him there. They didn't agree with his vision, and he wouldn't back down. So at the end of the day, and there's kind of a non-accuracy about the kind of timestamp of when Autumn died and when he walked away. Now, of course, you're never going to get over, should I say, with losing a child, right? And I empathize with that. But ultimately, there was never a good time for this to happen. So you don't keep someone there because they've lost a loved one. As horrible as that sounds, business is business. So they didn't agree with him with what he wanted to do. But they were wrong. Their actions were wrong. And let me explain to you why. He made the movie. He could have made the movie and then they could have finished with him. We could have seen his cut of that movie instead of Justice League, which was a fucking calamity, right? So Zack does his film, and that's it. Like in comic books, you have one iteration, then you have the New 52 or something like that. Snyder even had plans for a Flashpoint to kind of reboot the universe anyway. He had the same plan. So they were dumb to just throw him away. They should have allowed him to do his arc and then bring in the new leadership to do so. This is where it went wrong. And both parties just weren't willing to sit down and compromise, finish his arc, get him out the way, but do it in a respectable, gentlemanly fashion. And that's the problem. So WB were wrong, and he was wrong not to back down. If he played his cards right, they could have just, but Batman versus Superman and the reaction to that film shit them up. And that's what got them acting erratically. And that's how it worked out. But the problem is, as I always tell other people on here, people like Zam Dejam Reviews and what's his name, Leroy Kong, that there's two sides to every argument. If you and I argue, you're not in the right and I'm not in the right. We're both, we both got right and we both got wrong. That's how disputes happen. And saying it's all this person's fault and this other person sucks. And I was explaining this morning about Amber Heard. Everyone's kind of against Amber Heard. But you don't know about the relationship, and that relationship is no one's business but theirs. Johnny Depp was dumb. First of all, he got with a very young, ambitious young woman who only got with him, let's face it, to get famous and to become successful. So, and now he keeps on taking her to court. Let it go. Your legal proceedings are the reason that you're not doing any work anymore. Bobcat, but yeah, in a way, it's probably better that they drove him out. If they would have kept him, his cut would have been chopped down by like an hour and a half, really, and at least we got his full vision. But there was no guarantees, Bobcat, that was ever going to happen. It would have been a cleaner, an easier way just to cut down his film, even to cut down his film, right? Just let him finish his arc. Let him do his movies. Let him finish it off. Then move aside. But the problem with that also is, because you do have a point, there's money. They could see that they were never going to make the money that potentially a DCIP can make with him around, because he's, he divides the audience. So in a way, you do have a point. But yeah, they are both as bad as each other. Yeah, listen, we shouldn't know about this. We shouldn't know about all the shit that went down. It's embarrassing for them. It's embarrassing for him that they just couldn't work together. And basically, he's a problem. He's a problem. Now, he's all right with Netflix because Netflix don't get involved creatively. They buy up properties and let the creators get on with it. That's how Netflix work. It's not because they're nicer, kinder people. That's how they work. Now, if they own the DCIP, do you think them and Snyder would get on? Of course not. It will be a different situation, because when you've got a major IP, you don't want any fucking messing about. We saw the reaction to BVS, and that was serious for the company and for the IP, and they had to do something, and they were in a big mess. Ronnie Dodge, Zach has moved on. What he says, maybe Ray Fisher should be an adult and do the same. Well, I haven't heard from him since last week, but he's never going to move on. He's never. And it's not about the Snyderverse for him. It's an agenda. It's a political agenda. And he's using Zach and this universe and these fans to forward his agenda. Bobcat, I don't get how he thinks they are going to hire him back after he attacked them. Well, he knows he's not going to get hired back, but he's demanding an apology. He's never going to get it. They both screwed up, yeah. Listen, when someone green lights your cut of a film, you don't start exposing everything that happened behind the scenes. You don't allow one of your actors to keep on coming out saying the shit. Now, don't get me wrong. I think he was right to push for the investigation. But when he went after Walter Hamada, that was the end of the story for me. I couldn't back that because he was calling him names. He was being aggressive. And I don't think Hamada, went in with the intention of saying, I trust Jeff Johns, blah, blah, blah. The studio told him what to say to Fisher. So an intelligent person would say, you know what, Walter, I get it. You're under pressure, mate. You don't want to lose your job. But he didn't get that. And, of course, there is history between Asian people and black people, very serious race-related problems. So I'm not too sure here if maybe Ray has got issues with Walter for other reasons, because he's going around calling everyone racist. Well, I'm alleging that. I don't know this, but I do know there's bad history between many Asian people and many black people. So, you know, it was interesting how he went after him so hard when he knew it was down to the studio. The studio were pushing his buttons. You know, he's the president of DC Films. He's not the president of fucking Warner Brothers Pictures, is he? It makes a big difference. So I think there was other agendas at play with what Ray Fisher was doing. It's a shame because I think he's a great young actor. He was great as Cyborg. But that doesn't excuse his behaviour to Walter Hamada. And that's my opinion on that. And let's hope I'm not banned doing my lives because of that. But that's my opinion. That it is well documented that Asian people and black people have got a bad history. So, you know, he went after Hamada hard. Bobcat, well, we got the Suicide Squad, so I'm happy, as am I. Ronnie Dodge, Ray Fisher is a racist against Asians. Interesting take. Not surprised because he's only attacking Asian people mostly. Well, to be fair, I'm not stating that he's actually racist towards Asian people. I'm saying that black people and Asian people have got an uncomfortable history. And I just think it's curious that Ray went after Walter so hard when he knows damn well he was just saying what the studio told him to say to him. And he knows that. So I'm not claiming that Ray's definitely racist against Asian people. I'm just painting a picture that there is a history between Asian people and black people. And, you know, as I say, I find it very curious in the aggressive manner, and I think unwarranted manner, he went after Walter Hamada, because Walter Hamada was not racist to him at all. That's not even his claim. His claim is he tried to block and get in the way of the investigation, which also isn't true because he admitted it in that Hollywood Reporter big article when they were getting quotes from everyone. So Ronnie Dodge, message retracted. Ronnie Dodge, to me, Walter Hamada is a very quiet man. Does that look like a person who would threaten Ray? Come on. Well, Ray didn't claim he was threatened by him. He claims that Jeff Johns threatened his career in a kind of belly kind of way. But he's claiming that Walter Hamada tried to block the investigation. It was Warner Brothers who were trying to block the investigation, and they were trying to use Walter as their frontman. Walter was just doing as he was told. He's an employee. That's how it works. All this being public was highly embarrassing. He was trying to embarrass them in front of the public to get the results he wanted. Bobcat, also, when it comes to girls, do you go with just the easy route with the one who likes you or the one you like? But is it more challenging road to get there? Well, you don't take the easy option. If you're not into the one who likes you, then that's using her. So you're not going to use someone. You're going to go for the person you like. Now, if she doesn't like you, that's life, isn't it? But yeah, you can't just say, oh, I'll go for this one who likes me, even though I don't think much of her. You can't do that, can you, Bobcat? Because you won't be happy with her. And then you'll dump her, and then you'll break her poor little heart. It is hot, hot, hot. Ronnie Dodge, what made me laugh, Ray was boasting about the lady lawyer, but when she started supporting Walter, he started attacking her on Twitter. I know, it's hilarious, isn't it? He applauded her, blah, 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 because she said he was a very good interviewee. And then when she was backing, well, what she was doing, she backed both of them. She felt that Walter Hamada did nothing wrong, and He was a great help within the investigation and answered all her questions. She wasn't talking about innocence or guilt. She was, and let's be fair, Walter Hamada wasn't under investigation. Bobcat, well, I like them both. It's just like one a little more than the other. Well, then you have to go for the one you like more than the other, unfortunately. Not unless you want to kind of, be with them both. Don't tell the other. Ronnie Dodge, we have a heat wave starting Tuesday. It's been raining left, right and centre. The UK is getting a heat wave. What's that? 23 Celsius. You don't actually listen to the British weather forecasters. I watch Good Morning Britain sometimes, and the bullshit those bastards say, it's raining, it's 2 Celsius, but if you stand in the sun, it'll be okay. Those people are full of shit. It'll be interesting to see your heat wave. Ronnie, 25. I bet you any money, right? It will be warmish with no sun. And you know what you British are like. As soon as you get hot weather, you start moaning. Oh, it's so hot. I can't handle it, man. I had to have the windows open. Ronnie Dodge, apparently. Yeah, let's see. 25, eh? That's our night temperature here. It's literally 25 Celsius and it's about 8:30, which is nuts, man. Absolute nuts. We haven't got a big turnout tonight, have we? Everyone's deserted me. Ronnie Dodge, I love the hot weather. My mum doesn't. Yeah, it's not for everyone. It's uncomfortable. And in the UK, you don't really have a lot of air conditioning, shops, and obviously the tubes and the trains are a fucking nightmare. It's not kitted out. But what's funny about the UK, they only put the air conditioning on in shops in the fucking winter. Bobcat, yeah, can't date them both, lol. It's just one that I like more, has these confidence issues now, and he's trying to fit in with more of these intense, I guess, like the cooler people. And I don't know what to do. Oh, she's trying to be a bit of a big girl now, is she? Yeah, not a good idea. Do you want to date someone who needs to hang around with the cooler group? Although I do like baddies, as I call them. I do like a baddie. Ronnie Dodge, I went to Spain in 2019. I loved the heat. I went to Salou. I went to Magaluf in about years ago. 2004, 2005, I think maybe. But it was windy. It wasn't that great, actually. We went in April. The best weather's here in Cyprus. Yeah, I definitely think that Henry Cavill will be back in his own movie with J.J. Abrams eventually. Bobcat, yeah, but it's only when she's around then. And then she's unsure about who she is around me. Maybe because I'm from her past, kind of maybe. I remind her of who she really is. And it confuses her. Oh dear, that's a bit complex, isn't it? Ronnie Dodge went to the theme park there. I love roller coasters. Oh, you won't catch me on a roller coaster or any of that shit, mate. Oh, I don't like all that. I went on one once and I screamed and they had to stop it. Get me off! Get me off! Don't like it. Not for me, Ronnie. Not for me. I don't do that. Ronnie Dodge, Henry will be back and possibly get to do the movie he always wanted. Hopefully, yes. And that's how I feel. And I think J.J. Abrams will be the man to do that. I think this is one of his incentives for doing the WB deal. Not the only one, but I think Superman being at WB was an incentive. So that's the one he wants to do. And no matter what he's saying publicly, you know, he's got a lot of fingers in a lot of pies, but eventually I think he will do a Superman film. Bobcat, oh no, not roller coasters. Exactly, Bobcat. I don't like roller coasters or any fair rides or amusements. I hate those. Yeah, I don't go on. I don't go on any of them. The spinning wheel, roller coasters, any of that stuff. I don't go on. I don't go on to it. So hopefully Henry will get his dream role, his dream movie, and his cameos. Couple of months to go till James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. Will we get one more trailer before release? Because the last trailer wasn't a final one, was it? So interesting. And of course, the Suicide Squad comes before Fandom as well, so they can't lay that on us. Bobcat, yeah, I don't, because my friend got on one and mid-ride some screws were shooting out. Oh my God, fucking dodgy, aren't they? There's been deaths on them before, accidents. You wouldn't catch me anywhere near them. Bobcat, I hope we get another trailer. I think we will. I mean, we weren't told it was a final trailer, did we? They normally tell us the final trailer. Ronnie Dodge went on a 400-foot roller coaster. Oh, no thanks. I'll get sick thinking about that. Not for me. Ronnie Dodge. Well, technically 370 foot. Oh, no. No. I'm nervous enough when I'm on a plane. That turbulence does my nutting. Bobcat, I heard there's a post-credit scene where Weasel is revealed to be alive, but who knows? What, in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad? Ronnie Dodge, I'm off to Blackpool in July. Oh, wow. Bobcat, yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot of rumours right now. I don't know, because I don't have any knowledge of that. But you're going to hear a lot of bullshit as well, Bobcat. You've got to understand that. If you go on those sites where they've got those insiders and Bobcat, like he washes up onto the shore because apparently earlier in the movie he drowns. If you're going on those sites where they talk about the films, you're going to get a lot of bullshit. Before the rise of Skywalker, apparently there were 600 cuts of the film. George Lucas directed one. Bullshit like that. Oh, and then they told us we were getting a J.J. Abrams cut. Bullshit. So there's a lot of shit on the internet. If we do get the Superman cameo, it's going to be the best kept secret in film history. Ronnie Dodge, I was feeling, could they hold off the Supergirl costume reveal until Fandom? Maybe. I doubt it though. Bobcat, I've read a lot of them. Don't believe them, but they're fun to read. I think Fandom will be about trailers and interviews, some movie announcements, but I don't think they're going to leave things like costume reveals till then. It's not going to all be left for Fandom, Ronnie, because they know they can spread out the hype, and that's basically a better way of marketing. Bobcat, I've read a lot of them. Don't believe them, but they're fun to read. I used to go into WH Smith's when Smallville was an active show, and I used to read all the spoilers for half an hour. Bobcat, James Gunn's Harley Quinn project. Oh, you've been reading now on one of those sites, have you? I think what you're going to find is they're waiting to see how this film does. Pre-ticket sales are very important, so that'll be an interesting marker. But I think it's all about how this film does. Bobcat, no, I'm hoping we get something for that at Fandom. Oh, well, right, I think you're going to get a lot of James Gunn Suicide Squad Universe announcements after the box office starts coming in for the film, rather than Fandom. Bobcat, I'm buying back-to-back showings. Awesome. So I hope you liked the first showing, or that would suck, wouldn't it? Looks like everyone's busy tonight. Welcome, viewer number 4. It's not vodka. So it won't be long for the pre-ticket sales. Bobcat, I almost guarantee you I'll like it. Ronnie Dodge, apparently there's a Catwoman project in the works. If true, could be Robert's first project as a producer. Interesting, yeah, there's a rumour, I think it was DC someone was saying, one of those sites, that there is a project in development. That wouldn't surprise me, by the way, but until it's confirmed, it's just rumour and conjecture, isn't it? So there's so many rumours about DC all the time. Although, have we all noticed how the Ben Affleck Batman rumours have gone now? Do you remember Lightcast with all that bullshit? Whatever happened to Lightcast Day? Do you remember all that bullshit they used to come out with? And they seem to come out of nowhere when the Snyder Cut was announced. And now they just do interviews with like a few big names and stuff. Apparently, Zack Snyder pitched a project to Amy Adams about a female wrestler. But I think he pitched it to her when they were filming Justice League. And I'm thinking, look, mate, get the hint. She didn't respond to you, did she? Although I think she really liked working with him. I think everyone likes working with him. Ronnie Dodge, I'm so pumped for Rob's interviews for the Batman. He's so odd and funny at times. Yeah, he's a very reserved guy. Bobcat, I don't know what the best way of going about talking to this girl is. Hello. How are you? Spoil her. Give her attention. You've just got to talk to her. That's all you can do. There's no other way you can do it. There's no other tactic you can use. You've got to talk to people. As difficult as it is. Let's see if there's any news brewing over on Twitter. Let's have a look. Oh, Bobcat, well, I mean, I like telling her how I feel. I did write a song, but I don't know if that would seem cheesy to post it and tag her. No, go for it. Just go for it. Bobcat, I can talk to her, just it almost like scares her because she starts acting nicer, lol. Well, no, that's just how people are, Bobcat. She's talking to you, she's being nicer because she's being nicer. I wouldn't question it. I wouldn't overanalyze everything. Ronnie Dodge, I think Sasha will possibly be an amazing Supergirl. Oh, yes. I think it's a great pick. She's hungry. She's ambitious. It's a great role. She seems to respect the fans. You know, as long as, even if it's an illusion, that's important. And let's hope she's just not another one making stupid political statements. Oh my God, those cats are going for each other out there. That scared the shit out of me. Bobcat, well, I mean, it's almost like how I remember her and probably how she is deep down inside. It's almost like her being changed. It's like an act. I see. Or maybe that's your perception. Ronnie Dodge, I think Supergirl will be kind of angry, and like you said this morning, she could be a street version of her. Yeah, she could have been on the streets for all these years. If she's the version you showed me she might be, it looks like she might be, yeah, channeling a street girl, tough girl kind of thing, which is very interesting rather than the, prim and proper. And I think that's something Andy might be going for as well, looking at his It movies and how he deals with young people in his both the It movies and how he kind of gets into their characters and stuff. He is a character director. That's important to say, by the way. The first It movie, chapter 1, he really got into the characters. So he's a very talented director. He's got a small CV. I was surprised he was given something as big as Flashpoint, to be honest, because it's such an important film. It restructures the entire universe. So he must be good. He must be rated. Ronnie Dodge, tough on the outside, but has a heart on the inside and really loves people as the movie goes on. Yeah, I think what you're going to see, she is tough. She's a tough hero. A bit like the one from Marvel, the Marvel Netflix, Jessica Jones, maybe a bit like that, but with being Supergirl. Just having a look to see if we've got any news. The Snyder fans are still getting excited. Superman and Lois season 2 might not premiere until 2022, as it's not on the current schedule the CW just released. I'll tell you why Superman and Lois account. That is because it's going to. Probably because it's going exclusive to HBO Max. Gangster sunglasses, MOJ. So, yes, it's not on the CW schedule, probably, as I predicted ages ago on this very channel, that they were going to go exclusive to HBO Max. Ronnie Dodge going to HBO Max, yeah, I predicted this. It's too good a show. That's why they're trying to keep it away from Arrowverse, although we know that Diggle will cameo. Bobcat, well, she said to me, I don't know how you can like me when I don't even like myself right now. Oh, dear. Well, you've got to keep on giving her confidence and showing her that she's special. And obviously, she has issues that she needs to get through. And you're going to need to help her. Listen to this. Listen to this bullshit by Mark Ruffalo. I have reflected and wanted to apologise for posts during the recent Israel-Hamas fighting that suggested Israel is committing genocide. It's not accurate. It's inflammatory, disrespectful. It's being used to justify here and abroad. Now is the time to avoid hyperbole. So what I'm going to quote tweet him is, and you don't want to get the sack. And you like your job. It's actually very accurate. Thank you. Bye-bye, you bullshitter. Oh, they've got a Superman and Lois trailer here. Looks awesome, guys. Bobcat, please don't fire me. Yeah, basically, please don't fucking fire me. Fucking, there's such... And it makes me laugh, right, because you had one of these other actors saying about anti-Semitism. So what you get, right, these actors in Hollywood, who agree with what Israel are doing to Palestine, right, bring up anti-Semitism to intimidate the people supporting Palestine, because it intimidates people, right? Supporting Palestine isn't anti-Semitic. It's the right side. They are the victims. It's as simple as that. And if you don't believe that Palestine are victims, then that says something about your agenda. But we know the Hollywood and entertainment industry agenda anyway, don't we? Jeremy Irving confirmed on Instagram that he is playing the role of Alan Scott in Green Lantern series. So excited for this series. Yes, the DC Syndicate. If you're not following the DC Syndicate, you should. They're pretty cool. Wow. And here, Jeremy Irvine. So he's playing Alan Scott. Ronnie Dodge, I'm interested if Iris and Supergirl get to share some scenes. I doubt it. I'm not even sure if her role's that huge in the film. It'd be interesting, though. Wow. So that is Alan Scott. He's just been cast. I know you can't see it properly. Jeremy Irvine. Let's get following him. Wow. Does it look like he's on here? Let's go to Instagram. Ronnie Dodge, Green Lantern is going to be insane. Bobcat, maybe that's why she's back in my life. Maybe I'm supposed to help her be able to be herself. Yeah, you're like Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap, when he used to leap from place to place for a reason, to help people. Why do these sex bots bloody follow me on Instagram? Go away. Blocked. Right. Jeremy Irvine. Yes, it's here. Let me congratulate him. Congratulations. So excited. Set. Go back there, making sure I followed him and I didn't follow him, which was dumb. Right, and that's that. And Bobcat, and maybe date her along the way, Lo. Yeah, why not? Ronnie Dodge, I get the same. Ronnie Dodge, I get the same, and on Facebook, I just blocked them. It's so annoying. I wouldn't mind if they were normal women, right? Everyday women who wanted some sexting. I'd bring it on, right? But they're just bots. They just want you to subscribe to their OnlyFans. Get lost, right? John, do you think we get full cast for Flashpoint revealed at Fandom? Maybe before, because I think filming will be finished by October. When is it? When are we now? We started at the end of April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, filming will be done. Post, they will still probably be doing post by then, but filming will be done. So, John, definitely. I don't think we've spoken before, John. Pleased to meet you. Welcome to the chat. So let's have a look. Any more news? Someone's put that up. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Ronnie Dodge, Flash will probably be filming until September, early October. No, I don't think so. Ronnie. Where are we now? May, June, July, August, September. The average film these days takes 3 to 5 months. So, yeah, they could be still finishing up. I think by Fandom, though, they would have wrapped. That's how I see it. Because most of the stuff's done in post these days. They film all their secrets. It's amazing how quick they get done these days. Back in my day, it took about 6 months to shoot a movie because a lot of stuff was done in the camera. So interesting. Joel Davies. Hello, Mickey. Hello, Joel. Good evening. And I think that's all your updates. So basically, Jeremy Irvine is officially Alan Scott. So we've got our two lanterns, but obviously we've still got to see who they're going to cast as Jessica Cruz and a few others. Bobcat, Birds of Prey wrapped filming in like a month, lol. That's how you could tell it was short and low budget. Yeah, it didn't take them long. I think it took a bit longer than a month to shoot, to be fair. But yeah, it didn't take them long. It wasn't much of a movie. It wasn't much of a movie. But I do feel that most films these days don't take that long to shoot. It's because they do things at pace. Doesn't mean the film's going to be bad. But I think we're in May now. I think May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, I think by September, it won't be a 6-month shoot. No way. Not even Zack Snyder takes 6 months to shoot. Well, he doesn't, because his films are mostly done in post anyway. Most of Snyder's movies are done nearly totally on a fucking green screen. It was a bit like Avatar. So they don't take that long on location and on the set. Bobcat, I feel like that. Yeah. But they don't take, they do not take long to shoot these days. A film can take about 3 or 4 months to shoot these days. Because as I say, they shoot so much and they do so much on the computers. That's where most of the film takes. Well, back in my day, they would be, Superman the movie took 2 years to shoot. Think about that. And that's because of what technically had never been done before. Making someone fly, things like that. It was, just looking at that film now, what a sensational job for Dick Donner. Amazing job. Bobcat, I feel like we all know Peacemaker will die in the Suicide Squad. Sorry, sent the chat early, lol. Well, I'm not going to say anything, obviously. I don't know how to react to that, to be honest. But there's certainly big plans for Peacemaker, as we can see from the TV show. It's interesting, right? Look at the ex-wrestlers now in the DCEU. We've got The Rock. We've got John Cena. We could have Dave Bautista as well, if he gets his wish to play Bane. It's actually quite frightening how good. You see, it proves, right, that wrestling is bullshit. They're actors already, you see. They're not really wrestlers. They're just bulked up fucking actors because the wrestling's fake anyway. It just proves it. Dave Bautista showed in Army of the Dead what a really good actor he is. Bobcat, it'll be a prequel show, I think. Oh, sorry, Ronnie, I missed your comment there. I know The Flash has built some outside sets, so hopefully we see leaks soon, lol. They seem to be very tight now. It's not like the old days. I think security is very tight on this film, Ronnie, because they don't want anyone to know anything. Ronnie Dodge, I feel like Dave Bautista will join James Gunn at DC. I think so. I think once James does Guardians 3, he's done. He's done with Marvel. He's done with Disney. I think it's funny, though, because we all know the only film people are interested in this year is Spider-Man No Way Home. Excuse me. That's the only one I'm interested in this year. It's a bit sad, actually, that James Gunn's The Suicide Squad is actually the last DC film we'll have this year, because we had Zack Snyder's Justice League, now this, because obviously things were delayed. Because of things with Snyder, we didn't know what was going on, and they didn't know what they were doing. That's why so many things have been delayed. I mean, it would have been kind of cool if Wonder Woman 84 was delayed to this year. We would have had 3 movies then. Bobcat, well, it'll be a good way to end the year, definitely. Ronnie Dodge, The Suicide Squad could be a contender to be a great movie for this year. I liked it. I liked what I saw. I think it's weird. It's a weird film because everyone's kind of thinking they're going to get Guardians of the Galaxy. And it's kind of like that, but it's not. There's so much more to this film. It's such a good film. It looks good. It feels good. It's funny. It's serious. It's dark. It's light. It's everything. This is James Gunn Untamed, and I love that about the film. It really is. And I think the kind of response I was getting around me, so. Ronnie Dodd, it's James Gunn unleashed. Yeah, it's James Gunn unleashed because he's got freedom here. He did what he wanted mostly over at Marvel, but he didn't have the freedom. He's been given extra freedom by Warner Brothers, which dispels the myth that Warner Brothers don't let directors do what they want. If directors don't take the piss and are not problematic, they do. And again, I must kind of defend that statement by saying I like Zack's DC movies. And I think Zack's a nice guy and all of that, but unfortunately, he wants his own way far too much. And listen, if I give you money to make a film, you would expect me to have a fucking opinion, wouldn't you? If I read your script and I don't like it, mate, I want you to change that. It's my fucking money. I own the IP too. Surely you can respect that. So this attitude from Snyder and some of the fans is a bit weird, but they don't get that. Oh, have you seen some of the Snyder bros on Twitter? You get the Batman and Suicide Squad little leaflet things inside the DVDs where they got what they got with the Snyder Cut. They actually done a video now of tearing up those things. So I quote tweeted one of them and said, "Look, no one can stop you doing what you want, but if it helps you to sleep at night, why not? But you're not stopping these films and you're not stopping these films' success. Pathetic." Bobcat and Harley Quinn is supposed to be amazing. Well, even when Harley Quinn's bad, she's amazing. She's such a good character. But she's not bad in the Suicide Squad. I'm talking about Birds of Prey. It's interesting, though, isn't it? Since Snyder has been pushed out of the DCEU, have you noticed how smart Hamada has been? He hasn't contradicted what's gone before, and I've always found that interesting. Ronnie Dodge, what I love is that Robert has only just finished one Batman movie, and he's got a producer deal. It says a lot on how good the Batman is, yet they've liked what they've seen. They've liked what they've seen, and they want more. And he's obviously part of the multiverse plan. This is why they want him at WB. They'll give him any other projects he wants to work on, but it's important that he's part of the multiverse plan. So what they've done is they've shoved a bunch of money his way and a bunch of credits his way so he can stay and appear in different movies. I think that's important because they are trying to build this multiverse Justice League. That's my theory. So I think this is why he's got the position, just to keep him around. He's so important to them. The film's obviously had multiple test screenings now. I haven't had a test screening for that, but what that says is that the audiences loved the test screening. That's what it really means, and they've made their minds up now. This is their Batman, or one of their Batmen. Because at this moment in time, we have 3 Batmen in the DCEU, which is fucking nuts. Well, don't forget the Titans one as well. So that's why Pattinson has been given that gig. Ronnie Dodge, Robert is here to stay as Batman. Oh, yeah. He's been given what he's been given to cameo in many films. And he probably will be part of this new Multiverse Justice League as well. So if I'm right, this is very, very exciting. And I think we will have an ongoing arc as well. A multiverse thing, Doc. So I think there's an ambitious project going on here. All I can say is I hope we're really being ambitious here. And, you know, we're not just doing the multiverse for representation and inclusion so we can just put anyone in anywhere. You know, I hope there's an ambitious plan behind it. All I can do is hope. And all I can do is be excited for what's to come. I don't know. You know, obviously I know about the Suicide Squad, but I don't know about the other projects. Ronnie Dodger, I did see a few Snyder fans get the hump about that news. Of course, of course. They can't help themselves. Every bit of positivity is intimidating to them. Bobcat, I'd love to see a comic-accurate Catwoman suit with goggles. Oh, yeah. Have they revealed her yet? They haven't revealed the Catwoman yet, have they? I think she'll probably will wear goggles. Isn't the goggles Catwoman more of a recent design, like 10 years or so? She hasn't always looked like that, though, has she? She's like that in Injustice as well, though, I think. Bobcat, the Batman will have white eyes confirmed. Wow. That's awesome. John, it will be a DC's year for movies in 2022. Yes, 4 movies, around 3 HBO Max DC projects as well, John. So it's very, very exciting. I mean, if you're a DC fan, if you're not excited for this, being a DC fan, I can't help you. I can't. Unless you're just a fan of a director, right? Not you, John. I'm just obviously just saying you as not you, but you. If you're a Snyder fan and not a DC fan, I get your problem and your frustration. But as a DC fan, I'm nothing but excited for all these projects. Because it's exciting. Finally, we've got a slate that's happening. That's been a problem in the past with the DCEU. Ronnie Dodge, yeah, the Batman statue confirms that Bruce has 2 different cows by the looks of it. So he's probably got a second costume as well. Bobcat, so like Batman will be in the shadow and you just see his eyes glowing before taking down the bad guys, which is awesome. John, I am a DC fan. Oh, yeah, I wasn't casting dispersions on you, John. I was just saying, if people were not excited for this, how can, you know, if you're not excited, if people are not excited for this, then people are never going to be excited, are they? This is what we wanted. We have a slate. We have fandom every year now. You know, the studio's very own DC convention. What else can these people fucking do, right? Ronnie Dodge, I think the slate will be fully announced at fandom, probably by Walter Hamada and Jim Lee. I should think so. There's obviously more 2023 films to be announced. Bobcat, I am vengeance. I am night. I am the Batman. Oh, yes. I think we're going comic accurate, baby. Definitely. Well, it's definitely not an evening for big news, is it? Which is disappointing. Bobcat, there's going to be a lot of cheering in the theatre opening night for that film. Oh, the Batman for sure. I mean, listen, people were happy that Reeves was involved from the beginning. People have seen those Planet of the Apes movies. People were very impressed. I was impressed with what he did with the second and third movie. You know, people are very happy with the first trailer. There's an excitement. And some of the Snyder fans are going to have to accept this, that no matter what they do and say, they can't stop this movie being the most successful movie. And they're going to be butthurt because obviously BVS made under $1 billion. And I think this movie, you know, obviously by March, everything will be back to normal as well. This could make well over $1 billion. You know, this could be so huge. And I don't want to over-exaggerate but get people overly hyped. But I do feel that this could get near to Force Awakens money because it's such an anticipated film. Ronnie Dodge, I want Keaton to do his I'm Batman line in The Flash. Oh, he will. He's definitely going to say that. Bobcat, the Batman is going to be amazing. Oh, yeah. The right director, the right cast, the right people making it. We've obviously got, is it Michael Giacchino? Is Michael Giacchino doing the music? Wow, Michael Giacchino's first time at doing a DC movie as well. He's obviously done the MCU, he's done Star Wars, so this is very, very exciting. And he's done Star Trek, and of course he comes from Alias and Lost fame. So I'm excited to see what kind of music. He did kind of tease some music months and months ago, didn't he, if you remember? Ronnie Dodge, wasn't Ben's Batman supposed to have white eyes in Justice League, or am I dreaming it? Well, what colour were the eyes he had in BVS when the lights come on? Bobcat, I heard Penguin will be shot in the back by the end and have that hunch. Ooh, interesting. That's the theory. Although I did love the Penguin in the Gotham TV series. The Gotham TV series did a lot of things right, but unfortunately that finale should never have changed the actor for Selena. Ronnie Dodge, Michael is doing the score. He recently did Jurassic World and Spider-Man, that's right. He's done quite a few MCU. His Lost score and Alias scores are the best for me, but he's a very good composer and I can't wait to see what he's done. I'll be swallowing up that soundtrack for sure. Bobcat, the BBS suit was white, but the suit was too bulky. It's interesting. I like the way the suit looked on him, mostly in BVS. Then I think they kind of changed it a bit for Justice League, and I didn't like the look of it there. Ronnie Dodge, I know he's doing No Way Home and the Batman, Busy Man, yep. He's one of the best composers. He's J.J. Abrams' composer. Obviously, Matt Reeves and J.J. worked together before. They're friends, so they share him. But it's exciting times, everyone. Embrace it. Enjoy it. This is a big time, an exciting time to be a DC fan. And if you're not excited, you're not a DC fan. I can understand the frustration of the Snyder stuff. But at least we got 3 amazing films, right? The future is here. Ronnie Dodge, them Benjamin doing The Flash and Shazam 2. Poor man low. Oh, I think they love it, mate. I think they love it. I don't think they love the work, don't they? I mean, if you were a composer, you'd enjoy composing these films. I mean, imagine composing the music for these big films. I mean, it's not a job. It's a pleasure, isn't it? Bobcat. Yeah, but I wrote that song for her, and the chorus is like a mashup of all the songs I was listening to while dealing with her. Oh, interesting. Nightjaw, hello. How is everyone? Very well, thank you, Nightjaw. How are you? We've got 8 people in the chat now. About 15 minutes to go, I think. Bobcat, I put her favourite song in there. So hopefully extra brownie points. You never know. May loosen the knicker elastic. May do you a job. Bobcat, hey Nightjaw. Ronnie Dodge, do you think Gregson Williams will return for Aquaman 2? I love Gregson Williams. I think his Wonder Woman themes and music were fantastic. I hope so, because I actually think that his music is superior to Benjamin's as well. I would have loved for him to get The Flash. I was kind of surprised. So I hope so. I hope so. Nightjaw, Bobcat, hi. I would assume they'll use the same composer. Ronnie Dodge, hi Bobcat and Nightjaw. We have 10 viewers. Wow. I've got to be commissioned for another season now, right? Bobcat, it's cool that we've all built a community here. This is part of my daily routine now. Awesome. I'm happy that you're happy with the community that we've got here. And this is just the beginning. We're going to build a big one. Nightjaw, that's good. I'm good as well. Thank you. Bobcat, hey, Ronnie Dodge. Nigel, Ronnie Dodge, hey. It looks like we've actually driven out the troublemakers. You think you can come on my stream and cause trouble? Ben Pottimore, I think Riddler is an orphan. Maybe him and Bruce were childhood friends. Maybe the Wayne orphanage is involved. Catwoman is an orphan too. It's an interesting theory. You could have a point in there for sure. What if the Riddler is a secret brother that Bruce didn't know he had? I think the Riddler has been hurt by the corruption, or his parents were hurt. And I think this is why he's doing this. This is why he's doing what he's doing. He wants Batman to know the corruption, and he wants Batman to know that it links back to his parents. It's a mystery. It's an investigation. And I think it's one that may not be solved. I think it will go from movie to movie to movie. But one thing's for sure here, that Matt Reeves is building not just a Batman franchise, but he's building a new DC universe for Earth 2 as well, which is the most exciting thing for me. I'm excited it's on another Earth, and they're actually calling it Earth 2. How exciting is that? Ben Pottimore, I think the Waynes were corrupt. Yes, normally in the movies and the TV shows, they're not corrupt. I think this time they will be. Now, I don't know about the comics, so that's interesting. But of course, this is Earth 2 Batman, so things can be a little bit different here. They don't have to be copy and pasted with kind of the comics. They can go a bit different. And yes, I think the Waynes were corrupt too, for sure. Ronnie Dodge, I'm excited to see what Selina and Bruce's relationship will be like in the Batman. The beginnings of something special, I would assume. Bobcat, I heard Two-Face will be set up in the Batman with Harvey Dent. I hope so. That would be awesome. But I mean, how many villains can they have in one film? But obviously, maybe he's for the next film. And maybe we just see him as a cameo. Batman certainly has got the best villains. Ben Pottimore, they were corrupt in the Telltale video game series, and it was very well done. Well, that's interesting. And as I say, it's Earth 2, so they can do that. Nitro, I'm curious to see Penguin and Riddler's performance, since we haven't had them on the big screen in years. Obviously, Tim Burton's Penguin was awesome with Danny DeVito. Obviously, Schumacher's Riddler was very campy, but still okay. Bobcat, I'm on the set there. There are vote for Dent fillers. Wow, flyers. Wow. That is awesome and interesting. Ronnie Dodge, I can't wait for the Batmobile to have some insane action in the movie. Yes, I must admit, my favourite Batmobile action sequence is in BVS thus far, when Batman's going after the kryptonite. I think Snyder broke the mold with that sequence. So let's see if anyone, including Matt Reeves, can outdo that. Because that BVS Batmobile chase is sensational. So cinematic. So fantastic. Snyder can certainly make things look good. There's no question about that. Bobcat, I also heard Ivy will be in the Batman too. Yeah, pure rumour though, isn't it? Nigel, curious if they would introduce Joker if they do. There was a rumour for Joker in the second film. We will see. Nightjaw, definitely agree. The Batmobile chase in BVS was great. Yes, Nightjaw, it is sensational. I've never seen a better, never mind Batmobile sequence, but a car chase. You know, the guy is just sensational. That was amazing. And the music, everything about that sequence is fucking awesome. You'd be hard pressed to see a better superhero sequence than that. This is the kind of thing that Marvel can't really keep up with. Ronnie Dodge, I love that when he went after the truck, and then again with the Parademons. Oh yeah, awesome. Definitely, the Parademons fight, the choreography for that. in the nightmare sequence in BVS is sensational. But yeah, that Batmobile sequence is something part of film history, and it was always going to be remembered. Bobcat also that they've already casted their Joker, and we have to wait for the end of the film where he's sitting in a cell in Arkham Asylum. Well, it's going to be some film anyway. But if we get a Joker reveal, fucking hell, add another billion to the existing billion I've predicted. We're going to get post-credit scenes now in all DC movies, I think. I think it's the way to go. I think it's a great thing to do. Ben Pottimeyer, the warehouse fight scene is another level good. One of the best fight scenes ever, BVS. Oh, yeah. That warehouse fight is brilliant. And I mean, it's a brutal fight. It's amazing. It's a Batman Untamed, isn't it? You know, and I know people don't like the fact he's got a gun, blah, 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 and he's brutal. I like it. I think he's a better Batman in BVS than he's in Justice League. That's just my opinion. I mean, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Ronnie Dodge, if that's true, that would break the internet. I can see The Flash having a post-credit scene leading into Shazam. I think definitely they're all going to have post-credit scenes now to continue an arc, for sure. Maybe even 2 post-credit scenes. We had a couple, didn't we, in Shazam as well. We had a post-credit scene in Aquaman, don't forget. So I think going forward in the Hamadaverse, this is what we're going to do. And I just think, I don't care that Marvel started these off, even though Masters of the Universe started it off. It doesn't matter who started this off. It's a great thing. And it excites us, the fans. So I say, why not? I think it's great. So I love post-credit scenes. Bobcat, I wonder if there's a post-credit scene in the Suicide Squad for Gunn's Harley Quinn project. That'd be interesting. And awesome. Nigel, honestly, it made the Batman, in my opinion, more scarier than the fact he kills in BVS. Nigel, honestly, it made the Batman, in my opinion, more scarier than the fact he kills in BVS. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I don't think he's scary. I mean, obviously, he's a killer. Ronnie Dodge, I think the Batman will push PG-13 or 12 here in the UK. It could be R-rated. But part of me thinks he won't want to go too dark with it. But we'll see. I remember that time when he was in talks with WB, Matt Reeves, and he walked out the discussions. And I always felt that's because WB wanted him to continue with Ben Affleck, and he didn't want to. He wanted to continue with his own Batman, which is quite right too. Nightjaw, well, more intimidating, definitely, more so than Christopher Nolan's Batman. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Nolan's and Burton's Batman, they're in the shadows. They're not brutal, but they're in the shadows, and they're fast. They're invisible because they're in the night, and they're fast. So it's a different type of intimidation. I don't think you have to be a killer to intimidate the villains. Nightjaw, then scary. Yeah, I agree, yeah. Certainly, Batfleck being brutal and a killer didn't go down with some people and went down very well with other people. So that was always very interesting. There's so many different iterations in live action to Batman. It's interesting. I mean, you've got the campy 1960s series, which is obviously a very different way of doing things. Then you've got, I think, Burton, which really pioneered how Batman looks today in live action. A very great look, and it worked for back then. Then, obviously, they went a bit more campier. And then, obviously, the Dark Knight trilogy went kind of gritty rather than darker, but it worked. And I think at the time, it really worked. Ronnie Dodge, we have a Batman working with Jim Gordon in the Batman. Has me excited, him being an actual investigator. Yes, that's a famous relationship. We want these things done. And I can't wait for my first look of Alfred as well. That should be awesome. Just really so many things to look forward to. And as I say, how as a DC fan or a geek or a nerd or just a film fan, these are exciting fans to follow. Sorry, exciting times to follow DC. That's for sure. Shoot me a few more comments and questions before I sign off for tonight. Been another great live, everyone. It's been very enjoyable. Enjoyable as per usual. But yeah, that would be an amazing scene, Bobcat. Ronnie Dodge, we have a Batman. Oh no. I've read that. Ronnie Dodge, what I love about the Batman as well in the Batcave is different looks like Old Tunnel. Yeah, it's a work in progress, I think, and I think that's what the interesting thing about the Batman is. Ben Pottimeyer, did you ever watch the failed Aquaman series by the creators of Smallville starring Justin Hartley? I think it was only a pilot episode. I did see the pilot episode. Obviously, it hasn't aged very well. Obviously, they went with a really good-looking guy in Justin Hartley, who eventually played the Green Arrow. Obviously, Justin doing very, very well right now since Smallville. But yes, I did see it. Shame that didn't happen. It would have been awesome. Interesting that they went with Justin Hartley instead of the guy who, played AC in the Smallville episode. But I don't think they rated him as an actor. And that was the problem there. But I did catch that, Ben, yeah. Bobcat, I'm excited for the 4-minute Harley Quinn insane action sequence. You're gonna love it. What I like about James Gunn, he can write and direct, he can do action, he can do all the sequences. He's an all-round great director, and I think that's what I admire about James Gunn. He's got a lot of what was I going to say? Tricks to his bow or whatever the saying is. But the Suicide Squad is the first of the new era of the DC live-action universe. And wow. Ronnie Dodge, the Aquaman actor in Smallville, isn't the Hulk in Titans. Yep. He's the Hulk part of Hulk and Dove. Yeah, that's him. I think he's slightly improved as an actor since those days. Nigel, I'm not going to lie, I'm not a big fan of Alfred in BVS. He felt more of a mechanic than a butler, but his humour I liked. Well, of course, don't forget, many iterations of Alfred Nigel is that he's a soldier, he's ex-army intelligence, he can fight, and I think you're going to see a lot more of this in the Batman as well. He's not just going to be a butler, and many people don't want him to be. Bobcat, as a Harley fan, are there any moments I will applaud in the theatre? Plenty. Suzuki Gigsaw, for real? Sorry, what are we talking about? Suzuki Gigsaw, you can't just say for real. What, for real what? Ronnie Dodge, I can't wait to see Andy's version of Alfred. That is going to be interesting if there actually is an Alfred. Ben Pottimeyer, who also played Raphael in the TMT movies, the guy who plays Hulk. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Suzuki Gigsaw, J.J. Abrams directing Superman with Cavill. Well, no. In the title, I say, I believe that J.J. Abrams will direct and write a Superman movie with Henry Cavill. I don't know that for a fact, but I believe that to be true. So, and I expect we'll have to wait for this, but I think we'll get these cameos first with Henry and these other films, fingers crossed. And then eventually we will get this movie. I believe it with all my heart. Ronnie Dodge, I mean Andy Serkis, Alfred in the Batman. Oh, right, yeah. He's going to be amazing. Andy is a multi-talented dude. The stuff he did in Lord of the Rings, he's directing the new Venom movie. Very intrigued to see how well he's done with that film as well. So, yeah, wow. I'm so glad to have Andy involved because he's such a multi-talented guy. He's more than an actor, but he's a great actor as well. So, very exciting. Bobcat, I think there will be an opening scene with Cavill in the Suicide Squad. That would be awesome. What a way to open a Suicide Squad movie. Right, guys. It's time for me to sign off, which is always very sad, especially when the conversation is flowing so well. So well. It's flowed tonight. We've had some people in. It's been totally geek, which I like. Bobcat likes Shane Bloodsport being arrested. I think we'll definitely see Bloodsport shooting Superman. How they do that, you'd think they'd have to use Henry. Ronnie Dodge, can you imagine if we get another Ezra cameo in the Suicide Squad? That would be exciting. Ronnie Dodge Squad. Right, everyone. If you're re-watching this, comment down below. Like, share, and subscribe. Come follow me on Twitter @MoviesTVMad. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the comments. I'll be back tomorrow morning with the Big Mouth Daily. Until then, I bid you farewell. Parting is sweet sorrow. See you later, everyone. Thank you for joining in. Bobcat, see you, Mick. Great stream. Thank you, my friend. Always great to be here with everyone and for everyone and chatting about geek and your love life, of course, Bobcat. Ronnie Dodge, bye, mate. See you tomorrow. Love this channel. Thank you very much, Ronnie. Very much appreciate the support. And I shall see you tomorrow. Remember, over on Twitter, @MoviesTVMad. Back tomorrow morning from 9 a.m. UK time for the Big Mouth Daily Live. And as I say always, let's hope we get some damn big news to get our teeth into. Nightjaw, see you tomorrow, mate. See you tomorrow, Nightjaw. Thanks for the support. Until then, whatever you're doing tonight or today or the morning, have a good one. Good night. Ronnie Dodge, anything drops, I will send you. Thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate it. I will await to see if you send me anything because we really could do with some big news. And it's still early in America, so who knows? Until tomorrow, goodbye. Bobcat, see you, everyone.